Downtown, Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padres gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padres gang. Yeah, that.
And good day, everybody. Good, happy MacKenzie Gore Day, everybody. Happy Jackie Robinson Day, everybody. Welcome on in. This is the Talking Friars Padres Braves pregame show for April 15th, 2022. MacKenzie Gore is on the mound for your San Diego Padres, going up against Kyle Wright, a young starter out of Vanderbilt. That's the pitching matchup for today after an amazing blowout win for the home opener yesterday. I am in school, so I wasn't there, but I will be there this summer, and I cannot wait to be inside Petco Park. Holy cow, that environment. You could just totally hear the excitement throughout the building from Padre fans. And what was great about it, just watching on TV, was that this stadium, all of the fans, I didn't see a Braves fan there. And I'm sure there were a couple there, just like there always are, but it was pretty much Padre fans. And there's been a lot of years where that hasn't really always been the case, right? And so that was amazing to see. The ovation that Fernando got and Musgrove got and Abrams got and Manny got during those pregame introductions was amazing. And this team is starved for a winner. This fan base is starved for a winner. And so it was really, really cool to see the excitement. And then the game itself, I mean, Manny, 5 hits, a home run. CJ, his first ever career Major League at-bat. At Petco Park, he hits a bomb. And the one tool the knock that's against him coming in is his power. And he shows power in that first at-bat. I know he didn't do a whole lot after that at the plate, but that's a moment that we're going to remember for a very long time. And then Joe Musgrove getting that ovation. And Bob Melvin having a field. 6 2/3 innings, after the 6th inning, I was discussing this with Ben Verlander on episode 149 of the podcast and YouTube show, which is available now, by the way, that you can go watch or listen to after this pregame show before the Padres get started at 6:40 p.m. Pacific time tonight with Gore on the mound. I was mentioning it to him. I was saying, after 6 innings, he went up to Musgrove and was like, hey, look, man, probably going to need to pull you here. And Musgrove was like, I want to go out. And he's like, okay, I'll let you go out if you go for 2 more outs so you can get that ovation. That's having a feel of the situation and having a feel of the Padres and the fan base. And he just got here. Bob Melvin just got here. So it was a perfect night. Everything the way it went. I saw some people posting their Gaglione bros that they were having. And that was great to see. Padres baseball is officially back when people are posting that stuff. But yeah, just an amazing night. And then to follow it up tonight with Jackie Robinson Day and MacKenzie Gore Day, just amazing. Every player will be wearing 42. I love this baseball holiday. What I don't like, though, is that it's going to be in Dodger blue. I like people wearing 42, and I love that. I respect that. But to wear the Dodger blue with the Padre brown, that's just stupid, I think. There's no reason to do that. What's the point of that? Does it look good on the Dodgers? Of course, because they're the Dodgers. Does it look good on, the Mets? Yeah, because their blue is Dodger blue, kind of, Does it look good on other teams? Yeah. But are you telling me that it looks good on the Oakland A's? No. You're telling me it looks good on the Padres or the Giants? No. Are you kidding? To put Dodger blue, Dodger 42 on the back of a Padre brown and gold uniform, that doesn't make sense, you know? And I'm fine with no names on the back. Love it. Jackie Robinson, love it. But to put the Dodger blue just doesn't make sense. And Do Zertry 619, I think he was there at the game. Yeah, rocket atmosphere, playoff atmosphere. That's what it felt like. That's what it seemed like on TV. Last year as well, that Victor Caratini game that, when they redid that Padres opening day with full capacity last year, that's what it felt like there. The atmosphere just seemed really, really electric. And it's going to be electric again with Gore on the mound today. Bally Sports San Diego is where you can get the TV broadcast, 97.3 The Fan on the radio. 6:40 p.m. Pacific time is first pitch, Jackie Robinson Day, as I mentioned. So Gore will not have his name or his number on his jersey. It will be 42 in Dodger blue. Braves are in third place in the National League West, 2.5 games back, or National League East, 2.5 games back. Padres are tied for first place. In the West, obviously no games back. Padres, Braves, 6:40 p.m. Pacific time is first pitch. Before we get to the pitching matchup, I wanted to get some news and notes today. Starting with Machado, we'll talk about Kleb. We'll talk about Bob Melvin's comments earlier today. Talk about the lineup, obviously. That's huge going into today. But talking about Manny's comments here. Manny, great 5-hit game. Hosmer, great 4-hit game yesterday. But after the game, he said to the media, quote, "I'm glad he's here," referring to Hosmer, "and he's going to continue to be here, and I'm not going to be let me start that over. I'm glad he's here, and he's going to continue to be here, and if not, I'm going to be a very mad person." So translation there, he's pretty much threatening the Padres front office. You better keep Hosmer here, or I'm going to be a mad person. I just had a 5-hit game. You better keep me happy if you want me performing like this. I disagree with what Manny was saying there. It's one thing to be great friends and great teammates, and Hosmer be a great teammate. And from all the reports that we've heard, he's a great teammate. And so I understand where Manny is coming from and where all the other teammates of his are coming from, talking about him as a teammate. But you can't base, and he was talking to Kevin saying, look at the numbers. That's what he added after that, saying that he's going to be mad if Hosmer isn't here, continues to be here. And you can't really say that and say, look at the numbers after 8 games. You can't do that. Manny's a smart baseball guy. His IQ is off the charts. So you can't say, look at the numbers after 8 games. It just doesn't make sense. And he's seen it firsthand as a teammate of his. Hosmer gets off to a hot start in April in his Padres career, and then he comes back to earth. In 2020, it was a 2-month season. He gets off to the first month of gets off to a first 2-month head start, hot start, and then doesn't play great in the NLDS. And then you go back to a full season and gets off to a hot start, and then he just doesn't continue that. So right now, the guy's hitting over 460. So yeah, look at the numbers all you want right now, but keep that same energy. Keep looking at those numbers when we're in June, if he's still on the team, That's my main issue with what Manny said. He's a smart baseball guy, and for him to say, I'm going to be a very mad person if he doesn't continue to be here, and to look at the numbers after 8 games, you can't do that. You can't do that. That just doesn't make sense. You got to really see the bigger sample size, and then go tell Kevin Acee, hey, look at the numbers. But that just didn't really make sense. And that seemed more like a threat to the front office. But to be honest, I was talking with Ben Verlander, Justin Verlander's brother, who works for Fox Sports, earlier today on episode 149, which is available now. I was saying to him, would you rather have winning or would you rather have Hosmer? And I think he'd rather have winning. He's never won a World Series before, and that's his goal. If he wins a World Series in San Diego, he's already a legend here. When you think of San Diego sports, it's him, Tatis, and what? And who? Alex Morgan. Those are the three right now, current people I'm talking about. Obviously, Tony Gwynn, Trevor Hoffman. But I'm talking about current athletes. Those are the three. He's already a legend here. Imagine if him and Tatis deliver a World Series here. He won't ever have to do anything, buy anything here in this city. And so he wants to win, so I think he'd rather have winning over Hosmer. And just, it seemed like a threat. Like, I think we'd realize, and I'll just go to another point here. Like, the reports that we were seeing coming out of the clubhouse about how people were mad that Hosmer was being floated in trade talks and the trade didn't happen last year. And then the trade didn't happen with the Mets earlier this offseason or earlier in spring training. I'm pretty sure Manny was one of those people that was had some influence in leaking those reports, or someone close to him. Because, look, when you say this, I'm going to be a mad, bad person if Hosmer's gone and he needs to continue to be here. You didn't have those same thoughts? Did you not have those same thoughts last year when those reports were being leaked about the clubhouse being mad about Hosmer being floated in trade talks and not being dealt and being mad with the front office? You're telling me that Manny Machado, the clubhouse leader, the captain on the team, didn't have any influence on those reports, on those leaks? I don't think that. I really think that Machado had something to say with those leaks. So, just reading the tea leaves, as Ben Higgins likes to say on Ben and Woods, that's what I'm seeing right now. That Manny showed his cards yesterday after the game and was excited and maybe went too far, backing Hosmer. Because I don't think Preller's really threatened by Manny saying this. Like, what, he's going to opt out just because Hosmer's traded after next season? I don't see that. They're paying him $30 million a year. He loves it here. So that's my thoughts on the Machado-Hosmer situation. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Greg, yes, Machado has an opt-out after next season. All right, some other notes here. Clevenger, 2 shutout innings yesterday, 5 strikeouts with Lake Elsinore. 2 innings was the plan, so don't get too worked up of Clevenger only going 2 innings. He's probably going to have another rehab start, whether that's with Lake Elsinore or in El Paso, at least one more. And Bob Melvin said on Ben and Woods this morning that he was looking for Clevenger to come out of this. The Padres were looking for him to come out healthy. They weren't looking for him, necessarily the 5 strikeouts, and that's good and all, but you're facing single A hitters. What he's looking for was him to be healthy, and from all reports so far, he looked healthy. So that's positive news. And then Melvin also told Ben and Woods that Snell is a ways away from getting back with the Padres, getting back into major league action. So that raises the question, okay, how bad is this adductor strain? Is it the adductor strain that's preventing him from pitching, or is it the MRI with the elbow that kind of prevented him, that we saw in Kevin Acey's article like a week ago, that he kind of slipped in there? Is it that? Is it a combination of that? The last spring training start that Snell had, he looked good, and it seems like the adductor strain happened as he was warming up for that Sunday game, and Chris Matt had to come in and, really late notice and throw 3-out shutout innings. So my thoughts, I think that the adductor strain is it's more serious than being mild if he's a ways away. But those are my thoughts. So that's something that Ben and Woods got Bob Melvin to say earlier today. And then also Bob Melvin said that Hosmer has been receptive to hitting coach Michael Badar's recommendations in the cage and has made some, quote, minor tweaks, end quote, at the plate. And this was definitely of note. That's why I tweeted it out, and it got a lot of traction on Twitter at Talking Friars today, because this is a change of thinking from a couple years ago when Hosmer essentially said, hey, I am who I am. I'm not really going to change. I'm a big league veteran. I've had success in the big leagues. This was essentially what he was saying. And pretty much I'm not going to change. This is who I am. And now he goes and changes. So I think he realizes that he's really a candidate to be dealt after almost being traded to the Mets, and he wants to be with the Padres, wants to be with Manny, and really wants to go win a World Series, and this is probably his best spot. And so he's willing to change. And I think maybe this fan hate has really got to him, and he really wants to prove us wrong. And if that's the case, go ahead, man. Prove me wrong. Prove all the Padres fans wrong. I want him to prove fans wrong, because if that's the case, all I care about is he's performing. And right now, he's performing. So he's hitting .462 right now with 5 doubles. And I know that's early on in the season, and these minor tweaks and all that that Bob Melvin's talking about, but it's working right now. But again, I don't want to get my hopes up too much because it's really early in the season. It's April, just like he's gotten to pretty much every year. The first month of the season in the Padres uniform, it's gotten off to a hot start. That's just the way it is. And so until he does that in June and carries it into June and carries it all the way through the season, I'm not really going to believe in all of these, minor tweaks and all of this hype, all these people that are putting out there, apologize to Hosmer. And I've seen some accounts talking about, the apology letter and sign this apology letter to Hosmer. And it's like, I'm not doing that when it's April 15th and the season started a week and a day ago. I'm not doing that yet. I'm going to cheer Hosmer on, April Hosmer. I'm going to be excited when he drives and runs and he has 4-hit games like he had yesterday. But I want to see it continue. So those were Melvin's comments about Hosmer. Maybe I'll do a breakdown, seeing if I do see any changes and minor tweaks that he's worked on compared to last season. But he's hitting .462 right now. And again, I had Ben Verlander on. He gave his thoughts as well about Manny's comments about Hosmer and wanting to have Hosmer on the team. So go watch or listen to that. We talked about a whole lot more as well. Talked about the Braves, talked about C.J. Abrams for Rookie of the Year maybe, who's the front runner for that. He said it wasn't C.J. Talked about Freddie Freeman with the Dodgers and that impact that he's going to have. Talked about the expectations we should have for MacKenzie Gore tonight for his big league debut. And so, yeah, that was a really fun, interesting episode of fun conversation that I had with him. And we can move right into the pitching matchup tonight. MacKenzie Gore making his big league debut against Kyle Wright out of Vanderbilt. MacKenzie Gore, it is Gore time. Get excited. 5 shutout innings in AAA last time out in his first AAA start of the season after a great spring training. He was on the taxi squad before being called up to replace Snell officially on Thursday. on the taxi squad in San Francisco so that he could continue working with Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach. And as I mentioned, he's going to wear 42 today instead of 1. He won't even have his last name on the jersey. So that's going to be really weird. But, hey, he's here. He's in the big leagues. He worked his butt off. He was in Peoria struggling with his mechanics last year, less than a year ago. And now to be in the big leagues making his debut, that's amazing. So I'm excited for this. It's MacKenzie Gore Day. Get hyped. This is going to be fun. And I hope that he delivers a really strong start for the Padres, for Padres fans, for himself. And I can't wait to see him. Let's move on now to the bullpen situation today, it's in great hands today. I mean, Pedro Avila, he's not going to have an impact today. Okay. He was called up in place of Austin Adams. Not a big deal. Taylor Rogers has not pitched. He has had 3 days off, so that's good. He can probably pitch the rest of the series every day if that's what they have to do. Craig Stammen, they don't even have to go to him if they don't need to. Chris Matz hasn't pitched. He's had 2 days rest. They have Pierce Johnson, Lamet, Suarez, Wilson, Hill, Rogers, Tyler, all available who have not pitched in at least 1 day. They've had at least 1 day rest, haven't pitched in at least 2 days. So the bullpen's ready. And with Joe Musgrove with these quality starts and Sean Manaea and pretty much the whole rotation having these quality starts, that sets up the bullpen to be available and have all shots firing and all ammo ready if Gore does end up struggling today. You hope it doesn't, but we'll see. Just going through some comments here before we get to the lineup. What's up, Greg? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'm hyped for MacKenzie Gore's start tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, Manny said that. Yeah. He said Alfaro eats nothing but fish and veggies. I disagree with that just on his stature, or just the way he looks, but I think he gets his carbs in there. I think he was joking. But yeah, he's definitely jacked, I'll say that. Adrelike16 says, I'm going to Petco today. Who should I look out for? MacKenzie Gore? It's his debut. You got to get pumped for this. I mean, yeah, MacKenzie Gore would be my answer. Maybe CJ Abrams getting some reps in the outfield. He's in the outfield in the lineup today. So I'd say those two. Greg asked, why didn't they use Robert Suarez yesterday? Because they didn't need to. They were blowing the Braves out. They were blowing them out of the water. So there was no need to use anyone that could help the team today or tomorrow or Sunday. There's no need to. All right, let's get to the lineups for today. We got Albies, Olsen, Riley, Ozuna, Darno, Duvall, Heredia. So that's a change. Rosario had a really bad day yesterday in right field. Arcia in left, and then Swanson hitting ninth like he was yesterday. Kyle Wright on the mound for the Braves. And then today, the storyline of this lineup, no Will Myers, and Abrams and Kim are starting for the same time, at the same time this season. Abrams is in right field after playing one spring training game there in spring training this year. Hosmer's in there, moved up a little bit, hitting fifth. They moved Profar up as well. Got Alfaro catching, batting seventh for MacKenzie. Grisham struggling, still hitting leadoff, but I don't know who else they're going to do. I mean, Abrams, even with the home run yesterday, he's hitting 105. So overall, he's not doing great at the plate, but hopefully he can take that momentum of the home run and really get going. But for me, it's CJ and Kim in the lineup, no Will Myers. And this for me is really something that that Tingler would not have had the ability to do, the say to do, and wouldn't have had the guts to do this early in the year, to take Will Myers out and put CJ in the outfield with not much experience there and Kim there. This is Will Myers' worst case scenario here if he wants playing time. Like, you get benched like a week into the season for a guy who has no experience virtually out there. And Kim and Abrams, is this the right move? I think it is. I know he had a couple hits yesterday. And if there's one guy you take out, it's probably Grisham right now, and put Abrams in center. But Abrams doesn't have much experience there either. Even going back to his 18U days in the UCA baseball league that he was playing in with UCA baseball, or USA baseball. So he just doesn't have a lot of experience. So I think they wanted a Gold Glover in center there. But to put him in right, they just don't trust Will Myers right now. And this is something where it's like, it just confirms to me, Will Myers, man, he better get it together. And this is Bob Melvin's team. He's making these decisions. It's not A.J. Preller that's giving Tingler the lineup, or the front office that's giving him the lineup. Are they giving Melvin analytics? Sure. But Bob Melvin is the one that's making this lineup. And he's saying, we're a week into the year. We're going with the people that are going to help this team win the most. And Will's not really doing that right now. So Abrams, go to the outfield. Kim, we haven't got you in there in 4 days. So let's get you into the lineup. You're probably going to help us more than Myers is at the plate. So this is Melvin's lineup, and I'm really, really appreciative that Preller is allowing Melvin to do this, and that he made this out-of-the-box move in the offseason, because it's already paying off. Gil says Grish got the start because Kyle Wright's a righty, but he needs to sit out a game. Yeah, I understand. And Bob Melvin's been huge on the lineups and having, if there's a righty on the mound, having a lefty, right? That's why Kim didn't play and he had 3 days off, right? Because you face 3 straight righties and Abrams is a lefty. So that's why they put Abrams in there instead of Kim, because Kim's a righty. So that's pretty much why Grisham's in there. I understand that. But yeah, I think giving him an off day would be good. But are they comfortable putting Jose Azocar in there and starting him? Or are they comfortable putting Myers in center or Profar in center? I don't think so. And I don't think they want to put Abrams there right now. He just hasn't had any reps there. Hopefully he's taking those reps during batting practice before games and taking reps in center and in right field. I hope that's the case. But that's the lineups for today. My what to watch for is MacKenzie Gore. How many innings will he go? I think he's going to go 5. I've had some people say 3. I've had Ben Verlander earlier today. Look for if that adrenaline's going to get to him, if he's going to contain that adrenaline and the anticipation that he has. Will we be saying that that the Padres should have saved some of those yesterday's runs for today? They only needed 2 yesterday to win, and they scored 12. So will the offense continue? Or will we be saying, dang, yesterday was great, but I should have saved some of those for today and for the rest of the series because the offense is flat? Will we be saying that? I think that's something to watch for. Obviously, C.J. Abrams' first game in the outfield. See if any balls get hit to him. Inevitably, they always find that guy, right? So I think they will find him. And let's see. He's crazy athletic. a mini Tatis, so I don't think that I'll have trouble out there. And then Hassan Kim, will he have any rust? Kim back in the lineup, 3 games without playing or 3 games without starting. Will there be any rust for him? That's another thing that I would watch for. Bob Melvin says that Will Myers has a little bit of a thumb thing going on, some swelling, which is why he's not playing today. Oh, so the whole thing about me saying that Will Myers is in trouble, and if he wants playing time, he's in trouble, is that really truthful? Is that really the thing? I think that they're really giving him an off day, and they don't want to say that. Could he be dealing with a thumb thing? Sure. I don't know if he took batting practice today. But according to Marty Caswell, that's why Myers is not playing. He has some swelling in his thumb, in one of his thumbs today. So I guess that's why he's not playing. And if that's not why he's playing, then okay, it's early in the season, get healthy. But with that said, I still don't really buy that fully. I think that they're just saying that partly because they want to give him an off day to clear his head and see and get Hassan Kim in the lineup, because he hasn't been in the lineup in a while. So that would be my main reasoning. So I wouldn't buy in too much to what Melvin's saying there, but if that's the truth, then get healthy, Will, because we want you starting in right field. We want you, if you're producing, we want you in the middle of the lineup, because he does have that power. He has that ability, and he is sneaky fast. So hopefully, if it is a thumb issue, that swelling goes down pretty soon. As for my Padre pick for today, last night I had Profar. He went 0 for 2. He was, of all people I pick, it's Profar, and a 12-run outing by the Padres offense. I pick one of the 2 guys that don't get a hit, and he walks twice to take away 2 at-bats. So I picked Profar last night, got that wrong, so I'm 4-3 so far in my pregame show Padre pick. I saw, where did I see it? In the comments here. I saw someone say that Nola, they think Nola's going to have some hits today. This might have been the comment. Nola has been producing offensively. Trying to find that. I don't see it anymore. All right, well, last night I had my pick was Profar. Today, I'm going to go Manny. Going out on a limb there, Ben, huh? Yeah, not really. Coming off the best offensive game that he's had as a Padre. He's 4-3. Excuse me. I'm 4-3 so far in my pregame show pick, like I just said. Manny coming off his best offensive game as a Padre, 5 hits. Tony Gwynn had a 6-hit game before. And Manny had the chance to do that in that 6th at-bat. And he ended up flying to center field, kind of poking it out there to center. So I'm going to go with Manny, continue to ride that hot streak that he's on after yesterday. And that batter's eye, which is green, by the way, now, and it's made of turf, or plastic, so it's fake. But that batter's eye worked well for Padres yesterday. And before we get to MLB notes here, Gore time, baby. That's right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Nationals are up 2-0 on Pittsburgh. Just got started. Phillies and Marlins are tied. Baltimore is hosting the Yankees. San Francisco's in Cleveland. Apple TV Plus games today are Tampa and Chicago. The White Sox, that is, and the Dodgers and the Reds. The Mets won big at Citi Field today, their home opener. Lindor hit 2 bombs. one from each side of the plate. Mets won that game 10-3 over the Diamondbacks. Boston lost to Minnesota 8-4. So those are some scores. Major League Baseball players are going to donate their game day salary in honor of Jackie Robinson Day. And then they're wearing 42 in Dodger blue. Jackie Robinson Way was unveiled in New York today for the 75th anniversary. Supposedly it's temporarily going to be named that. I don't get why they're temporarily naming a street. Jackie Robinson Way. Why are they temporarily naming it? They should be naming it. You don't temporarily name a street. That doesn't make sense. But I think so. If they're going to name it, you name it permanently. But that's just me. John Means, left elbow strain, placed on the 10-day IL for Baltimore. Byron Buxton can't stay healthy. He got hurt. He exited with knee soreness after an awkward slide today. So those are some of your news and notes. Irie Fangeek says, still worried about CJ besides that homer, which was sweet. His other at-bats were depressing. Good for him, though, getting that homer. Yeah, good for him. It was great to see him get that out of the way. No other way, I think, that he would imagine or that he would have wanted starting this game or starting his Petco career. Hitting a home run in his first Petco at-bat, first Major League career at-bat at Petco. Yeah, I'll just hit a home run opposite field. What a moment. What a moment. So thank you for tuning into the Talking Friars Padres Braves pregame show for April 15th, Jackie Robinson Day. Gore Day tonight, 6:40 p.m. Pacific time, first pitch, Valley Sports San Diego. 97.3 The Fan, Jesse and Tony on the radio. Tune in for the pregame show tomorrow. Tune in for my reaction to this game tonight after this game on the social media channels at Talking Friars, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and then the YouTube channel. I encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and put the notification bell on so you don't miss a video. Don't miss when I go live, so you don't miss any Padres content. Stay tuned for an interview that I should have coming up as well. Scheduled to have Jim Callis on next week and scheduled to have a Padres prospect on next week, probably next week as well. Might be the end of this week, but probably next week. So stay tuned for that, trying to lock down some of those details. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Enjoy the game.